Okay, welcome all viewers to our new episode of this Khelo Chess India. This is the eighth Khelo Chess India team battle, and currently seven teams are battling out for today's championship. If you want to participate in team event, you can join our team or you can create your own team. The WhatsApp link is given in the description link below. You can click on the description on that link and join the WhatsApp group to get your daily updates on LiChess tournaments. So guys, let me just quickly start up a game and so this is one of the games. Let us just check this game. The game is between Ayush Kumar and Sony Atharva. Ayush Kumar is from Black Knight team and Sony Atharva is from Chess Blasters. We saw Sony Atharva doing a very good performance yesterday. Can he repeat his performance today as well? He seems to be playing in the berserk mode and very fast. Let us just check what happened. E4, G6, Knight F3, Bishop G7, D4, D6, Bishop C4, Knight H6, castles, Knight C3, King H8, Knight E2, F6. Now I think Knight is going to go on F7 and then Black will play E5 in the game. Knight C6, D5, Knight D5, Knight takes, pawn takes. This is a nice open file for Black. Bishop G4, Knight F7, Bishop goes to H4, H6. Now the G6 is hanging, so King H7 to defend G6, Bishop G3, and now G5. Knight goes to H5, Knight G8, Knight will hop on to G6 now to come to F4 square. So Knight takes Bishop, King takes Bishop, Queen H5, Knight G6. H5 is a good move here because it will try to open up Black's castle completely after exchange on G5. So Knight F4, Queen goes back to D1. Was Bishop F4 good over here? Bishop F4 is considerable, but okay, let's check what happened in the game. So Queen D1, Queen E8, pawn takes, Bishop takes, pawn takes, and Bishop goes to E2. Rook H8 is a good move. There is a good tactics in the H file for Black now. Bishop G4, Queen G6, Queen F3. I think the Bishop is free, right? The Bishop on G4 is free here. What did Black play? Black played Queen H6. He ignored the Bishop and he is going for the check and mate. But now Bishop H3 will defend it. So I think Bishop should have been captured here by Black. It was a free Bishop on G4. But that's okay. And I think Queen is also trap after this. So Bishop G4 is a Queen trap. Oh, sorry, the Queen can go to D3. And then you can play Queen H4 to set a mate on H1 square. But Queen H6 anyways, White played Bishop H3, Bishop takes H3, G takes, no, he hasn't captured the Bishop, he played G3. So Bishop takes Rook and this should be now losing for White. Yes, this is completely plus unless White gets a perpetual that he won't get now. And yes, so Black wins this game. Let's go back to the tournament and check few other games. Manav is from Gujarat Lions. Just let us check. No, he's not playing against anyone right now. Bholanath Das is from Gujarat Lions, I think. No, it's from Black Knight. No game in progress. Uh, Gaurav P, why there are no games in progress? Is there another issue with LiChess server? Are you able to? Yeah, the game is in progress. This let us just check this game. So D4 Knight F6. It's kind of a London system, or it is also called as, if I'm not at this F5. It's a reverse Stonewall or a reverse Dutch attack. It's also called a Dutch attack sometimes, or reverse Stonewall attack. I think that's the name. Reverse Stonewall attack. Yep. This gives actually a very good setup for white. This pawn on F4, pawn on D4, pawn on C3. The queen side is very well defended, and white can concentrate attacking on the king side by rook F3, rook H3. I think this knight has should have been captured before. You could have got an extra pawn. White could have got an extra pawn on E4. So knight E4, D4, and bishop E4. Extra pawn was possible there for white. Then queen E7. rook h3. White is actually building a very good
I
attack
think this
on
knight has should have been
king
captured
side.
before. You could have got an extra pawn. White could have got an extra pawn on e4. So knight e4, d4, and bishop e4. Extra pawn was possible there for white. Then queen e7.
How is black going to develop his rooks? There is no space how to, or just exchange them in the f file. That would be simplest, just to exchange the rooks in the f file now for black. I think white has to continue with the h4 pawn push, h4 and h5. Squeeze black's pieces on the king side. There is no space for black. Now the rook on f1 will be very strong as compared to black's rook on a8. So black has to try something on the queen side. He cannot just sit back, relax, and play passively. He has to attack on the queen side. Meanwhile, white has the option of, or the plan of h4, h5. Try to create some mating net on the king side and then try to penetrate in the f file. How will white continue here? Should he play h4, h5? That seems to be yes. That's what the plan he is following right now. h6. So bishop c1, I think. Bishop c1 is better because then the rook on f1 gets free to move around. Yeah, bishop c1 should have been played in the first place. Yeah, it would have defended the b2 pawn straight away. a3. Yep. Now rook f8. Try to just neutralize the rook in the f file. Yeah, I think rook f8 seems good here. Black has this very good passer in the e file. If the pieces are exchanged and there is no opposite color bishop ending, that won't happen likely. But if there are no bishops on the board, then that e pawn can put some pressure there on white's center. That's a good place for bishop to set up on and relax. It's like a vacation spot. The f5 square for this bishop of black's light square bishop. So f5 is a very good square. Now rook cannot capture f5 because e cross f5 and then there will be two connected passers for black. So now the bishop on f5 is probably having going to have a very good time. It's just like having a vacation, sitting on beach and enjoying your coffee. Yep, so now white is going for the plan of h6 and trying to destroy the one single pawn left as the shelter for that black king. And black is going to push the pawn as soon as white plays h6. He'll play g6 or g5 is not possible, right? So he's going to play g6 if black plays h6. Now queen e7 probably. Queen e7 attacking the h5 rook, then bishop g5 was possible. So queen a4 is better than because of queen d1 check. There is a threat right away, queen d1 check. So queen d1 rook and queen d1 and queen cross h5. Black will be pawn up now. Yes, and I think this should give a good advantage to black. Right. I can see a comment now from our viewers. Hello, sir. Video and audio quality is good. Thank you for feedback. Such feedbacks help me to make sure that whatever I say, whatever my comments are, they are reaching you correctly, and I don't have to be tensed about the broadcast which is happening right now. So, although black is having good pawns on e4 as well as in the g file, how can he convert this advantage into a winning position? That is difficult because there are opposite color bishops right now. Is bishop h3 possible now? If bishop h3, queen takes f7, then queen g4 check and queen g2 mate threat was there, but king f2 is possible in that case. Bishop h3 check and black wins. A simple move bishop h3 and winning for black. Why bishop g6? You are missing a winning move here. Bishop h6, h3 check was winning for black. It's a miss from black side. Just let's going back to that position, guys, for you. This was the position. Queen takes queen, king takes queen, and now bishop h3 check is possible. After bishop h3 check, it is win for black. A simple win. King has to capture the bishop, then rook takes rook and winning for black. But black unfortunately played bishop g6 here. Rook takes f7, bishop takes f7, king g3, king g6, king goes to f5, and I think this is going to be a draw now because of the opposite colored bishops. Neither of the sides can make a progress. This is a very good example of opposite color bishop ending wherein it is impossible to win by using any chance, even though you are 2 pawns down here. Sorry, black is just white is just 1 pawn down. So it was an agreed draw. This technique you should learn, and suppose you are playing against high rated players, you can always go into an opposite color bishop ending, which will give you some good chances of drawing the game. Let me join and try to play a game here. So right now, Gujarat Lions are leading with 15. They are a very fierce team from Gujarat, and they are rocking this tournament right from the first team battle. They are trying to win each and every day without any problems. We have Chess Blasters coming in, trying very hard. We could see yesterday and day before that Chess Blasters were very near to the top spot for some time, but then in the later part of the tournament, Gujarat Lions took over. Black Knight is also playing well today. They are at 12 points on third position, followed by Khelo Chess India at at the fourth position with 9 points. Pankaj Todkar from Khelo Chess India is leading with 3 points right now. And I have got a game against Ron. Let me play on the Berserk mode now. Ron is from the Chess Blasters 1330 rating. I am from Khelo Chess India team. I have played in the Berserk mode so that the time becomes half and your point you get an extra point if you win. So as it is, I am playing very few games. I am going to be on the commentary most of the time, so let me just try to gain as much points as possible by using the berserk mode. I know this moves are superficial. You feel like you're attacking the king side, but this generally end up being not such good moves at the end of the game. Okay, let me play g3. I wanted to open up the g file for attack here. I am seeing a probable bishop h7 was possible if knight was not on f6. Let me play f3. Why did I play f3? I'm shutting away my queen's diagonal. And I'm also allowing bishop takes h4 check. That is not at all a good move. f3 is a bad move for me. I should not have played f3 here. Now bishop h4 check, king e2, knight g3 check, king f2, and then knight takes h1 is winning for black. But black chooses to play knight move. f3 was a bad move here. And now I'm under tremendous time pressure. I'm just not able to find a move. Okay, let me just play this move. Now bishop h4, knight f1. So f3 was the reason for this all this misery that I'm facing right now. I just want to get my queen on the king side somewhere to get some tactics going. I just cannot sit back now and take my time to develop the attack. I have to play fast and furious. Okay, check, check. Now I think I have a small window here to put my queen on e2, take it on g2 and try to develop some threats here on g7 and h7 squares. Is rook g7 possible? No. This rook is going to be a sad rook. He will regret for remaining of his life. That is, you cannot quickly join the attack. This is a sad rook sitting in the corner alone. Let me take the outpost back on e5. I think I should just do a king walk now. King e2, king d2, and king c2. What do you think, guys? Or e4? E4, but the f4 is problematic. Now, if pawn takes, queen can come to h4 now. I'll play queen to f1, queen g2, and try to attack. And now this rook can join the family attacking group very soon. Okay, pawn takes, and then rook f1. Ah, I missed it. Bishop takes g6 was possible. I missed it, guys. I should not have played rook f1. I should have just captured the bishop on pawn on g6. 10 seconds. Come on. Can the game turn over? Last few moments. Bishop takes at 7. Queen takes at 7. And then I will pin the queen. Pin the queen. Come on. Take the h7. Yes. Now the bishop discovered check is there. Queen has to move. Queen has to move. Where will the queen move? Where will the queen move? Oh, he hasn't moved his queen. And I am losing now. Rook takes. Bishop. Good defense by black. Just in time. He is able to save the game. Is it a check and mate? Yes, I think I'm getting a check and mate. Exciting position. And guys, yes, it's a mate. Yes, what a victory in short span of time. A beautiful check and mate at the end of the game. Such check and mates gives you a lot of pleasure and happiness at the end of game. So nice check and mate at the end of game. Let me just check if what's going on. So Chess Blasters is leading now. They have taken away the first place from Gujarat Lions and leading with 20 points. Kinjal Walker from Chess Blasters is leading with 9 points. Gujarat Lions on 7. Nikaru Hakamura is a funny name, a funny ID, and he's playing well. Similar to Hikaru Nakamura, I would like to say, with and leading with 9 points from the Gujarat Lions team, followed with the Black Knight. And let's see the top game now, who all are playing. Let's first give a round of applause for all the audiences today and all the participants. Thank you guys for participating in the tournament and also for the watching this telecast live. From the personal or the individual point of view, King Walker is leading now, and Nikaru Hakamura, then Bholanath Das, Amit Kumar, Sahil, Chess King, Kishore King on 7, Parik Harikrishna, Varun Balupur, Chess Lover. So these are the top 10 right now, with the top leading with 13 points. Let us just check one of the games from Nikaru Hakamura. That is not in progress right now. No games in progress for this player. Let us just check. Nothing for this player. Let us check Bholanath Das. Bholanath Das is playing with world champion 2302. What is the ID? 2030 from Gujarat Lions and Black Knights. So let us quickly check what happened in the opening. So d4, knight f6, c4, e6, a Nimzo Indian defense. Pawn takes, knight c3, knight d7, bishop g2, rook b8. Rook b8, I think is the idea is b5, b4 here. A4, stopping b5. This is a prophylactic move. What is a prophylaxis? Find out opponent's idea, stop opponent's idea. That is prophylaxis. Next is the server down. I have a fear that server is down, guys. I cannot see the moves on the board. Are you able to play? Yeah, I think it's working. Yeah, it's working. So what happened in the game? A4, bishop b4, castles, bishop takes, pawn takes, a5, bishop a3, stopping the castle. Knight goes to b6, knight e5. I think something is happening with the board. Not sure what is the issue, but there is some weird random jumps on the board that is happening. I have to refresh probably. Okay, so queen f4 check is the latest position. Let us go back few moves. Bishop was on c5, f6, bishop takes c6, b6, pawn takes, bishop takes, pawn takes, knight e7, rook c1, b6, and bishop b4, bishop a6, e3, castles, queen g4, e6 is now hanging. What should black play? Queen d7, rook d1, idea of d4, d5, sorry. So pawn takes, bishop is back on c8, queen takes, and rook check, rook in between, and now e7 is hanging, I think. Queen takes e6 first. Queen takes e6, bishop takes e6, and bishop takes e7. A free piece was available, right? For white. Queen e6, bishop e6, and bishop e7. Bishop on e7 can support the rook again. So actually, white should have captured this pawn. Okay, let's go back a few moves. Rook check, rook f8, and now queen e6 was the winning move for white. But let's check what happened. Pawn takes, queen check. King goes back to g8, queen takes c7, and now the rook is hanging on b8, and I think that's a loss because the b8 rook cannot be saved here. That's right, yeah, it's a loss. So let's go back to the tournament and try to play a game or two now. I'm joining back, guys. Now let us just look at the chat room here. There are a lot of comments. Okay, so there are a lot of chats going on. We'll check that later on. So I am paired against Manav Rao now. Let me just try to play e4 in this game. A French defense. Very nice. So d5. Let me go for a Tarasque variation. Nd2 is a Tarasque variation. Knight goes back to d7. Then you can develop your bishop on d3. Now c5 is expected. c3, you have to support a d4 pawn. Now knight c6. This knight should be developed on e2 so that the other knight from d2 can go to f3. And now f6 is expected. Yeah, f6, you have to capture the pawn, and after knight captures just castle up. Simple and Easy chess. No experimentation. Now castles and challenge this bishop on d6. Yep. So knight e4 was expected, and I should play a move like. Should I play knight h5? g6. What next after knight h5? g6. Knight h5, queen g5 is not. Rook f3 is possible. Yes, rook f3, queen f3, and knight d4 is possible, right? And then I can play queen to. I don't know how to continue now. I just landed in a position wherein I'm not sure how to continue. Nice. That happens in the middle game most of the times. Yep. Does it happen to you guys? All the guys who are watching, once you reach after a position after the opening, are you in a position that you don't know how to continue? In such positions, what we should do is we should just try to make sure that everything is safe and sound. And let me just put knight back on d2. Now e5 is coming in some time. This knight was hanging on f4, hence I brought it back. This is a typical move, bishop d7, developing the bishop on d7 and also making sure that this e6 is supported. Then rook comes on c8, queen on b6, and then e5 is available after queen c7 or queen f6 like moves. So nice way to continue from black side. I really like black strategy here. Also, there is one uh, tactic which comes here. If the rook is on c8 and this knight is not present, then rook takes f3 comes into the picture. Because of this, rook takes f3, g takes f3, queen g4 check is very much risky, and then rook takes c1 is also possible with the support of this queen. So queen e7. Now the idea is to play e5. I'll just put my bishop back. Okay, this bishop is safe here. My queen can support the d pawn, and then this queen can come to d3 or c2 and then try to set up a mating attack on that 7 square. Just clearing squares for my queen now. Queen f3. Rook f3, sorry, queen d3. Rook f3 is now expected actually. Rook f3, g f3, knight goes to g5 and try to attack this f3 pawn. That's a common pattern actually that you can see in most of the French defense games. Rook takes f3 is a very common sacrifice here. Rook f6. So that player is going for safe and sound opening. Safe and sound moves, not opening, sorry. Let me put my knight on g3. I just don't want this knight to be on e4 for a long time. This is an annoying knight. And rook at 6 now, followed by queen f7 and oh, rook goes to f8. Interesting. I have bishop at 7, check, king at 7, knight g5, king goes back and then queen h5, but rook at 6 is stopping the mate on h7. Let me just develop my pieces. Simple move. Don't try to be aggressive, just play simple chess, develop your pieces. Now the idea is to play e5. Pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes. If I take with knight, then f2 is hanging over here. So I have to stop e5, d5. Actually, knight e5 is not possible because of rook and knight. So just let me try to set up a mating attack on h7 now. And knight b4 will be annoying. So I have to play e3 and stop this knight from coming to the b4 square. I don't want my queen to be disturbed from this peaceful area, peaceful square of d3. Now knight a5 and knight c4 are very good moves for black. Let me stop knight a5 first. Okay, so black is trying to play on the queen side by playing knight to f5, knight to g3. Can I play knight e5 now? Yeah, no, knight e5 is not possible because the f2 is hanging. Okay, so now the g6 is stopping the mate on h7. Let me just try to put my rook on c5. c6, that's okay. I can just bring my rook back to c3. And queen goes to bishop goes to, okay. If I play this move, knight goes to f4. Knight f4, I can just capture with the bishop. If e takes, then the rook file is closed. And if rook takes, then e6 is hanging. So g takes or e takes is closed. He has to capture with the pawn. Yes, and now I think I can try to play this move. Now the rooks can go to c7 with the support of queen, and then there will be a mating threat on the 7th rank. Might can go to g5, then to e6 or h7. It's interesting to see how this bishops and knights are placed opposed to each other. What is the idea? Let me just capture the queen and just put the knight back. Now I will enjoy keeping the knight on e5 square. Okay, now let me fix the squares. I have to be on. This is where I can make some mistakes, guys. Ah, blunder. Rook s6 mate. Ha ha ha. Unexpected. I was playing so well and I made this blunder in time pressure. Actually, I was looking for this combination. Rook takes g5. I was looking for rook takes g5, king takes g5, and knight f7 check, and knight takes rook. Hence, I played rook g3, and after playing rook g3, I realized that there is a mate on h6. What a miss from my side. Okay, no problem. Let me pause and go back to the tournament now and check who is leading. Gujarat Lions are back at top position, guys. Sometime back, Chess Blasters were at number one, but right now, Gujarat Lions have just overtaken Chess Blasters, and Chess Blasters are on number two, followed by Board Conqueror, Black Knight, Khelo Chess India, 7 Star Online Players, and Kingslayers 23. So let's check one of the games from the top players. My Shakti is playing from King Khelo Chess India. Let me just check his game quickly. So Shakti and Vikram Soni. Vikram Soni is from Gujarat Lions. Let me just check what happened in the opening. So Shakti played d4, d5, c4, e6, knight f3, bishop b4 check, knight c3, c6, g3 and f6, bishop g2 and e4, queen c2, queen goes to a5, castles, and why is white giving away the pawn on c3? There was no reason to give away the pawn on c3, right? Okay, let's just check how white uses that sacrifice. Oh, knight back. I think black should be able to be in a good position after this. White has lost his b pawn unnecessarily, and black should be okay now, I think. Just a6, b5, and knight a5, knight c4 will have very beautiful position for black knight on c4. Followed by bishop d7 and rook c8. Again, is there a free pawn on e5? What if knight d5? Knight takes e5, pawn takes e5, bishop takes e5. Then just going back a move here, guys. So instead of queen g5, if black would have played knight to Even knight cross d4 I think was working, right? Knight cross d4, bishop cross d4, bishop cross e5, or even knight cross e5 was okay here. Okay, so queen g5, f4, queen e7, knight c6, and now black will lose the pawn. That's what actually I was not suggesting black to play. Black could have just played a6, b5, knight a5, knight c4. He could have got a very good position there. Let me have a sip of water, guys. Hold on. Yes, I'm back, guys. I had few gulps of water, making my throat good again for the commentary. Okay, so looking at the comment section while the game is going on, it is nicely poised with all the bishop. It's like these bishops are like the swords that the fighters or the gladiator holds in their hands. The queens are the gladiators and these bishops are swords. They are fighting very nice this little battle which is going on. There are a lot of tactics, and the one which will use this swords precisely will prevail the fight. Okay, so looking at the comment section, there is a question. Sir, can you please explain what is a Greek gift? I think it is seen in French defense, but not sure. Yes, so Greek gift is a sacrifice wherein a bishop captures the pawn on h7, king captures back that h7, or king can leave that bishop over there, and then white wins after creating some meeting attacks over there. So that is a Greek gift, guys. If if it comes in if it comes in one of the today's game, I'll try to point it out. I think it was possible in one of my previous games, which I was just commentating some time back. So what do you think, guys? White should win this one, or will it be a draw? I think there should be plus for white because he has this outside passer, but he has to make sure that he is not allowing black to give a perpetual check, and that is a blunder, guys. That is a blunder from white side. He should have just captured the bishop on c1 and continued the game, but he chose to do some adventure to capture the g6 pawn and losing his piece on the spot. That is exactly what you should avoid while playing. You also saw my example. I went for that tactic and got checkmated myself in time pressure. So you have to be alert on such tactics. Queen b7 was better here, I think. Okay, queen b7 because the pawn is then pinned, and then you can capture the pawn on. No, queen e5 check is possible. Okay, so queen a3, pawn takes, queen takes, and queen b7 check. Still, it's going to be a long fight. It won't be easy or cakewalk for black. He has to struggle. He has to find good moves. He has to put his bishop on a very good square to win this one. Still 20 minutes remaining in the tournament. 18 now. 18 minutes remaining in the tournament. Interesting end game, guys. Very interesting end game. This tests your knowledge about how your bishop can be used. You can make that bishop very powerful. Even though you have an extra piece, it is not easy to survive here because now queen h8 check and game is over for black. Yeah, I think that's the perpetual black would get easily now. Yep, it's a draw. So a good fight between both the players. Both players had their chances, but in the end, it was a draw. Let me join back and try to play a game. I'll promise I'll not make a blunder this time, like I made in the previous game, and try to play in as cool and calmly as possible. So Hikaru, not Hikaru, Nikaru Hakamura is leading right now from Gujarat Lions with 21 points. He has a whooping rating of 2225, a very good rating, followed by Sahil, Kinjal Walker, Parik Harikrishna, Chess King 112, Bholanath Das, Vivek, Chess Lover, Varun Balapur, and World Champion. So Vivek Soni is what I am paired against. Let's try to play this knight f6. I think he is going to play a London system. Let me just challenge his London system right away. Attack the center, put the queen on b6. Try to attack the b2 pawn. Queen can come to b3 now. To defend, queen comes on c2. You won't be able to play that move. Okay, knight c6, bishop d3 probably. Okay, I don't want this bishop to be there on c8 or d7. Better it goes to h5 and g6 and attacks this queen. Bishop d3, c4, and then let me just capture the knight. And bishop now goes to bishop d3 is playable now. I should have waited for this move. Okay, that's fine. Let me just play knight d7, avoid his double pawns, and try to capture this bishop, creating white's double pawns there. Castles is possible now. Bishop goes back. Okay, now let me just challenge the bishop first. Same way the white challenged my bishop, I will challenge white's bishop over here. Queen b3 or long castles. Interesting. Let me just try to play a full-fledged attack on the queen side now. Let me castle up. Yeah, let me gain a tempo by attacking this a2 pawn. And now let me just bring the rook to c file. C file, rook c8 and rook b8 are going to be very good rooks. Disciplined and attacking. Continue the attack, build up the attack, build up the pressure. Pawn takes, queen takes, and then let us bring knight into the game. Yes, now the knight is in the game. Queen d3 check is also available. Probably knight will now go to f3 or some other move. Yeah, knight f3. Okay, let me just try to attack the b2 pawn now with knight and rooks. Rook d2 is expected. Rook, knight c3 check is available. Knight c3 check. King, yes, knight c3 is winning now actually. King cannot go to a1 because of queen e2 mate, and if king c1 then I can give a discovered check and capture the queen. That is the benefit when you have two beautiful rooks placed up opponents against the opponent's castled king. Okay, what options do I have here? Do I have a check and mate? If rook b2 check, king takes b2 is forced, followed by queen a2 check, king c1 and queen b1 is a mate, right? So d3 is blocked, b3 is blocked, king c1 is possible. After rook b2 check, rook b2 check, knight e2 is simple, I can get the queen, but I am interested in check and mate. So if rook b2 check, king goes to c1, I can give rook c1 check, king comes back to c2. Okay, let me just play rook b2 check. A nice sacrifice. I think I should get a mating attack. Only if he plays king c1, then I have to go for the rook exchange here. Rook takes rook and then give a discovered check and capture the queen on c2. If king takes b2, then queen a2 check, king c1 and queen b1 check and mate. Yeah, so this is easy. So white has chosen the worst option possible. He should have played king c1. Okay, let's go back to the tournament, pause and get back to the tournament now and check the leading board. So Gujarat Lions again leading with the 50 points, a huge lead and great margin from Chess Blasters, the second place. Margin of 11 points, as much as 11 points, guys. Let's go back and check the first table. The Gujarat Lions, Nikaru Hakamura leading the tournament now. Sile is leading from the board conquerors, and let us just check this battle which is going on between Vivek and Bombay Rocker. So what happened in the opening? E4, E5, D4. A Danish Gambit. Interesting, guys. Danish Gambit is something that is very rare these days. C3, C takes knight F6, knight C3, H3, knight takes E4, knight takes E4, D5, bishop D3, pawn takes, queen takes, bishop F6, bishop takes C6, b takes C6, and castles. Now white should just try to focus on those double pawns on black's queen side and try to target them. Bishop h3, f3 was hanging. So queen c2 is not that good move. So bishop c7, bishop f5, queen c3, rook c8. A very tactical game. A heavy tactical game, guys. I would request you to download this game offline and just check it once. I think knight f6 check was possible in between. Let us just go a few moves back. After this exchange, what happened was queen came back to d4 now. Yes, here, no, the bishop is supporting the queen. So I was just thinking about the discovered check, knight f6 check. But rook e3 is playable now. Actually, rook e3 and then knight f6 check. But rook e3, rook a1 check is not available. Yeah, rook e3 was better. Yep, queen check. Yeah, I think that was a mate. So what I was saying over here is that if this rook was played to e3, okay, quickly just let me just put this in the analysis mode. If rook was played to e3, then the check is not possible here. Rook a1 check is not possible. Queen d1 check is not possible. And any move, for example, I'll just try to make a simple move. For example, h5, for example. So here nf6 check was winning, I think. Nf6, if gf6, then rook g3. That is what I was looking for. Okay, anyways, let's go back to the tournament. Okay, let us just check how much time is remaining. Last 8 minutes, guys. Last 8 minutes remaining in the tournament. Let us just check game from Kagwa Master. Kagwa Master is also a regular player and is a very good performance from last. We can see a very good performance from Kagwa Master in last few tournaments. Bholanath Das is also performing very well. Let us just check his game against Gujarat Lions Hari Krishna. So d4, knight f6, bishop f4, c6, e3, d6, knight f3, knight d7, c4, queen c7, e5, d takes, bishop goes back, bishop d6, bishop e2, castles, knight h5, attacking the bishop on g3, queen c2, knight takes g3, F take g3. Interesting. He's leaving a weak pawn on e3. Can black take advantage of that? Knight f6, rook d1, bishop c5. Now that e3 pawn will come under tremendous pressure. It has gone already. Knight e4, knight takes, queen takes, bishop back. Okay. Seems to be a manageable position for both the players as of now. But the double pawn on g file might be something that white should be worried about. b7 pawn, why was it given free? To capture the b2 pawn. Rook b8 and rook takes b2. But knight d6 is strong. Yep, knight d6 and now the pawn can be saved. So this is what small mistakes can lead to your loss even though when you are in winning positions. Sorry guys, I had a quick water. So all chess players, make sure you have a lot of water. Keep yourself hydrated in this high temperatures to keep your brain fresh and healthy. Rook to d4. If rook takes d4, c takes d4, there would be a passer pawn on d4 for black. Connected passers for black in the center of the board. Can black take advantage of this e5, bishop d3, stopping the e4 advance? Oh, and the pawn on c7 will be a winning pawn for white. Problem of back rank weakness. Bishop a6, now the rook has to move and pawn c7 is winning for black. For white, not for black. White is winning this game, guys. Pawn c7, and there is no way that black can stop the c8 queen. Yep, this is winning for white. Let's go back to the tournament. Last 4.5 minutes. And look at the scores, guys. 56 and 54. They are pretty close. If Chess Blasters manage to take 4 or 5 points in these last 4 minutes, they can dominate and get the first position. It is going to be an interesting battle. Let's just check who is playing from Chess Blasters right now. Kagwa Master is playing against. No, he has stopped playing. So Kinjal Walker is playing against Nikaru Hakamura. So this is the interesting battle. Gujarat Lions versus Chess Blasters. If Chess Blasters win, they can get the first position. If Gujarat Lions win, they will secure the first position. Let us quickly check what happened in the opening. This seems to be a closed opening. d4, knight f6, bishop f4, g6, nc3, e4, d6, knight f3, bishop g4, d5, pawn takes, bishop, knight c8, castles, and h5, a5. So both players are going to have a very good pawn storm on the opposite sides of the board, and white's pawns have reached black's king side first. I think white will capture the pawn on g6 and then go for the bishop. Oh, e6 is a very good square. E6 is an hole in black's camp. If white is able to dislodge that knight from c5, why would you like to open up your center if your king is stuck in the center? Black should not have opened the center actually. Yep, this has made life easier for white. Look at that king on e6. It's like that king is going for the attack on white. King wants to attack the white position. And now bishop will go to f8 and f6 will be weakened again. Knight d5 is also coming now. Pawn takes pawn, and knight d5. Last 1 minute remaining now, guys. 1 minute and 24 seconds. c7 is now hanging. Rook or knight? Which piece would you like to give away here? Yes, black has chosen to give away the knight. So king takes and then knight f6 check. And bishop takes g5 is winning. Yep. Black resigned, white has won. So I think that will secure first place for Gujarat Lions in today's eighth. Forgive me, there's last 20 seconds remaining now. It was a very close contest about 5 minutes back. Chess Blasters were crunching towards the first place, but Gujarat Lions managed to snatch few points in the last few games and last few minutes. So that's the result for today, guys. Gujarat Lions once again have dominated the tournament and they have won this tournament. They are first in today's team battle, followed by Chess Blasters. This was the same ranking yesterday. Gujarat Lions, followed by the Chess Blasters, then Black Knights, Board Conquerors, 7-star online players, Khelo Chess India, and Kingslayer. So the leaders, Nikaru Hakamura from Gujarat Lions with 33 points, Kagwa Master from Chess Blaster on 22 points, Black Knight, Bolanath Das with 16 points, Board Conquerors, we have Sahil with 19 points, we have 7 stars online players chess team. Sushant Chess has scored 13 points, leading from the 7-star online players. Khelo Chess India, where Pankaj Todkar is leading with 9 points. Kingslayer, I think Kunal was not able to join from Kingslayers. So that's all from today, guys. If you have not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe to the channel. Congratulations to all the winners. And I request all the viewers to check all the videos on our website. These videos that you watch on my channel are going to be your investment on time. It is going to yield better returns for you in near future as I focus mainly on the technologies that you can use to coach students, to improve your games, and also to earn some money from right from your home. There is a latest video on how you can earn money using the LiChess tournament. You can create a LiChess tournament and you can earn some money right from your homes. I have given an Excel sheet also to calculate how much you can earn every month from online chess tournaments. You do check my video on how to create a LiChess tournament and earn from home. So that's it from my side, guys, for today. I hope you had a beautiful Sunday today. You have relaxed, you are fresh, and from tomorrow we are back to the work again. Of course, we are working from home. I hope you all are safe home. Stay home, support the fight against coronavirus. So, bye bye for now. Take care until we meet in the next video.